He doesn't wear a shirt, but has a pocket cut into his skin where he keeps the key to our house. What the actual... Hello, everyone. I'm back on Lozzie's podcast.
That's it.
Let's go. Did I miss 2 in a row? Or did I miss 1?
Just one, I think.
One, yeah.
Oh,
We filmed one right before you went.
Yeah, was there like one that I weren't on, then I was, then I wasn't, and now I am
I
again?
think that's how it went.
Yeah.
We filmed
Listen,
the Wendigo one, then you went.
that's right. Yeah. I mean, listen, right? First of all, thank you so much for doing that. It's great. Like, because I really just want this to be as consistent as possible. And sometimes, like, had you boys not have done that, you know, there would have been a few weeks missed. And I just would rather not do that. You know, plus we're a team, etc., etc. So, yeah, thanks for doing that, guys. I listened to the pod; it was very fucking funny. Yeah, but now I am back, and we've got some. Well, I don't know if it's children with imaginary friends per se, which obviously sounds innocent and wonderful, but if you actually sit back and just take it in for a second, it's the creepiest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, and Bailey, the reason we're doing this is because the other day, it was like 2 days ago, you put in the Drip group chat that something went down with your son, which we'll be getting into in just a moment.
Yep.
And then we've got a little article that we're going to read some other imaginary friend stories from. I'll tell you what else. I'd like to have a little amalgamation if possible. Don't know if you've got any more stories, Bailey, because I have one story from my cousin's child of not so much imaginary friend stuff, but like creepy shit on like baby monitors and stuff like that.
Ooh.
You know, hearing things from the bedroom when your child is in there. So yeah, okay, well, let's just kick off, Bailey. Please give us some background and what happened just the other day.
Right. So obviously, you know, I'm the only one within our group who has children. And there has been a few occasions where they do just come out with some weird shit. You know what I mean? Like they do come out with some wild stuff. And a lot of it you can just put down to kids' wild imaginations, and they do just waffle on absolute crap most of the time.
Yeah.
But there are them very rare occasions where they start coming out with just like a few strange things. You're like, hang on a minute, like where are you pulling this information from then, mate? Let's delve in a little bit deeper. So I think it was possibly early last week. We put my eldest to bed, and he went to bed fairly early, so we put a film on for him. And then after his film had finished, he come downstairs and just said, "Oh, Grandpa said he's going to get me some new shoes." And we're like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty decent, mate. Yeah, get yourself some new shoes." What Grandpa's that then? He goes, "Oh, you know, the one that Nanny took me round to see before." And we're like, "Well, hang on a minute, mate. Like, my mum ain't taking him anywhere." Do you know what I mean? So he was like, "Okay." So he's a bit confused in what he was going on about. So we delved in a little bit deeper to it. It was like, okay, what grandpa's this then? Because normally he would say granddad. It's the first time he's ever said grandpa. Like granddad's like sort of like the normal term that he would come out with. But he come out with grandpa. So he's like, okay, so where did Nanny take you? He's like, oh, you know, went to Grandpa's house. He said he's going to get me some new school shoes, and I like going there because he always gives me warm milk. We're like, right, okay. And then he goes, oh, he's got this really cool hole in his garden as well, with like a metal door that it can takes him down, and it's completely pitch black in there, and it's really fun to play in it. Like, what the fuck are you on about, boy? Like, you are
horrifying,
chatting shit. And we was like, this is like some strange.
You are chatting shit. Go back to bed and stop chatting shit.
Like, what the fuck are you on about, mate? So we was like, okay, I just out of interest because it kind of the way that he was telling the story sounded like he genuinely had this experience and like genuinely had this conversation with someone. So I messaged my mum. I was like, okay, Grayson's just come out with like this real weird shit. Yeah, I just want to know if there's any makes it like sense of it, or is he just absolute waffle? So I told her what told her what he said about going to Grandpa's house, saying about making the shoes, the warm milk, and the hole in the garden. And she weren't too sure about it, so she asked my nan, and then my nan comes back with, her granddad used to be a cobbler, which is like a guy that used to like repair shoes, if I'm not mistaken.
Make shoes and shit.
Make shoes and repair shoes. It was like, okay, that's strange. So we so I started speaking to my nan a little bit more about it. And I said, he kept going on about that. He likes going for like the warm milk. And she goes, when I used to go around there when I was little, he always used to give us warm milk. But he never really, she didn't really like go into too much detail because I think she was fairly young. And she was like, yeah, no, we always used to have warm milk when we went round there. They kind of just give it to us so we didn't like speak. They just like shut us up, just give us some warm milk. I was like, right, okay, it's a bit strange. And then I said, this is going to sound really strange, but by any chance did he have like something in his garden, like a like a hole or like a cool shed or something? She goes, well, they used to have an air raid shelter. I was like, right, okay.
Right.
And she goes, yeah, it had like a metal door on it and that. And then I asked like my little boy, I was like, what colour was this thing in the garden? He goes, it was dark green. So I said to my nan, I was like, okay, what colour was this air raid shelter? And she goes, it would have been like dark green because it would have had like the mound of like dirt and grass growing over the top of it, and then the front would have been the same colour to kind of match the ground. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Like, what are you on about? Like, surely this can't make any sense. Like, he's just come down randomly. Obviously, I don't know any of this information anyway, so there's no way he's got it from me. My mum didn't know about this, and my nan wouldn't have brought it up. It's not something that she would just like tell him when he goes round there or whatever. So he kept coming up with he kept saying he goes, he's in the stars now. He's in the stars, which is like what we say obviously when when a loved one may have passed or whatever, we just say, they're in the stars now. And he kept saying, he was 70. So I said, like, nah, how old was he? She goes, wow. I think he was like around his 70, like early 70s when he died. So she couldn't remember exactly how old he was, but she was like, I think around like 70 when he died. I was like, that's fucking weird, mate. I was like, of all the things that he could have just pulled out of his ass, like of information just to tell us, getting that much right, which kind of lines up with things that my nan actually experienced with. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking weird because I think you said it, Jordan. Like the amount of things that if you give a million like jobs, a million things to get when you're at this person's house, and then a million things they have in their garden. Picking one of them is wild, but picking all three of them,
I would say,
is wild. And we kept asking him about it, and he's just like, "Nah." I was like, "Mate, do you want to give me like a little bit more info?" Like, because I don't think you realise how nuts this is, mate.
But also,
it's crazy.
It's not just that he said these things.
Yeah,
it's that he said that he goes round there and he goes. So when the fuck is that happening?
Exactly. And
is it like in his dreams or?
Yeah, I have no idea. But he said that obviously my mum took him, and my mum obviously wasn't like my mum wasn't even born when he died. So my mum, there's no way my mum would have been able to take him like anywhere remotely like that.
No, but your nanny,
my nan,
his mum would have taken her, right?
Potentially, yeah.
And obviously your nan is still with us.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Grayson is almost living her memories.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
And you're absolutely positive, just because of the skeptic, blah, 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 you're absolutely positive she has not said anything to Grayson about this.
I'm positive. There's no way that like this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I think if she was going to tell him,
and also when you're saying all this stuff to her, presumably she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I talked to him about it the other day."
Yeah, she would have brought it up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, she would have told me about it when I was little to even
Yeah.
bring it up to him as well. Do you know what I mean? And it's not information that I've ever been told before. My
So it's
mum
not like
didn't know
something
anything
she
about
talks
it.
about.
No, because it's
Yeah.
just kind of like
Yeah.
it's a bit of a nothing memory. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, that sort of happened. That's what he did, and yeah, that's
Does
just
your
like a.
does your nan have maybe a brother who passed away? Did you have like a great uncle who has passed away that would have went to this place?
Potentially, I don't. To be honest, like after hearing all that, it made me realize how little I know about like my family.
Yeah.
Like obviously, about like outside my immediate family. So
Yeah.
I kind of like want to delve in a little bit deeper to find out more
Yeah,
about.
mate. I totally get that. Last year, I found out I was half fucking French. Like, where the fuck are they come from?
That
Like,
is a
what the
rapidly
fuck?
decreasing number, by the way, the percentage of French within you.
Yeah,
That is true. It's gone from half to 39%. I don't know what's going on with 23andMe, but yeah, it's no, that's absolutely mental. Also, I've just realised when you told this story the other day, the idea I had for this podcast was completely different, and I've done it wrong. Because we're doing children's imaginary friends, and I said we'd do an episode on children who claim to have lived previous lives.
yeah,
So we'll do that in the future.
we'll do that as
But
well.
we'll still do the imaginary friends bit today. But yeah, that is absolutely fucking wild. Because if your nan has not had that conversation with him, for him to come out and say about the cobbler thing, to say about the warm milk, and to say about the air raid shelter,
Yeah,
that's fucking insane.
it's nuts. I just
That's
couldn't make head to
that's
tail of it.
just so incomprehensibly unlikely that there has to be something more to it.
That's the thing that's wild to me as well, because I think I brought it up. It might have been the last episode I brought it up that like I'll put him to bed and I'll just be sitting in my bedroom and I can just hear him yabbering away. And obviously you don't think anything of it because kids talk to himself all the time.
Yeah.
But it's when they're talking, there's a pause for a reply,
And then
and then he replies something back as if he's been told something, and it's like,
mate, I'm
I've been in
home
there
alone.
before.
I'm scared.
I've been in there before, and I'm like, who are you talking to, mate? And he's like, oh, no one. I'm like, well, I don't know, mate. Like, you're having like
Yeah,
a fucking
that's
full on
fucked.
conversation. Like,
Yeah,
That is
see,
fucked.
I'd immediately think of Paranormal Activity
yeah,
with that sort of the conversation with
Toby.
someone that the other people can't see.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
And that immediately, just the thought of that is like, absolutely not.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
But
grim.
there's always weird. Like, he's always had like sort of weird stuff going on when like he's around and stuff. Like, I remember when he was first born in our first flat that we lived in. I don't know if I brought this up previously before, but how the living room was laid out. We'd had our sofa obviously facing the TV, but his bedroom would have been to our right hand side, and then there was like a shelving unit sort of separating the room. So we kind of used the sofa and the shelving unit as sort of like a divide to kind of make like a walkway to his bedroom.
Yeah.
And we were sitting and just watching TV one evening, and we can hear footsteps behind us walking a lot, creaking on the floorboards, and they're moving. They're not just like, you know, pipes moving or whatever. It's like the pace of somebody walking slowly and having the floorboards creak. It goes into his bedroom, goes silent, and then he just wakes up and screams the fucking house down. And it's like,
That's rank.
it's just
Fuck.
weird. It's really fucking weird. Like, there'll be times as well, like, you know, he was sitting on the sofa or something. Like, when he was a little bit older, he would just look into the corner of the room and just smile at shit.
Oh fuck.
And it's like, what are you looking at there, boy? Do you know what I mean? But then, like, you think, oh, okay, yeah, it's just kids doing weird stuff, which is completely, you know, in the realm of possibility with it, because kids do random stuff. They do just stare at fuck all half the time. But my youngest has never done anything like that. Like, he never just stares at the corner.
That's what I was
going to
say. Is
Yeah.
Does the other one do it?
No, I've never had any thought, like, sort of weird, like, things with him, like looking at things and laughing at things that ain't there. And like, obviously he's at that age now where he kind of just babbles to himself about anything anyway. It's nothing like, you can't get any decent words out of it. It's literally just babbling. But yeah, he hasn't had anything that's like out of the out of the ordinary when it comes to children. Do you know what I mean? It's very just what you would expect.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's very kind of, because, like you say, because it's only one of the kids.
Yeah.
It just, it's not, doesn't feel as much like something kids just do.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It is really weird, and I'll tell you what, like when it comes to all these orb lovers out there, you know, we always get them in the comments like, "Oh, there was an orb at this." There's like when you're looking in a baby monitor when he was little, there was fucking orbs all over the gaff, like always all over the gaff, and you're like, "He's probably just dust." Like, it's an old flat, it's an old house, it's probably just dust. But then I've got to say, I've never really picked up on it when I'm looking at the youngest through the baby monitor as well. So it's like, is there anything to do with these orbs? Is there anything to do with himself? Like, do you know what I mean? It's really, it does make you think a little bit more rather than just brushing it off because there's not consistency between the both of them.
Yeah.
Maybe he. So wait, so that would be your nan's granddad. So that would be your great granddad. Maybe he's attached to him.
Maybe.
Which wouldn't be that bad. You know what I mean? It could be
He
worse.
said he's seen him a few times. Like,
Darren was demon.
I want to see him again. I want to go back, and you know, he said he's seen him a few times, but it's the first time he's brought him up to us. So I will keep tabs on it, and I will
next time he sees him,
happens.
Tell him to let us know.
Oh fuck! So I got WhatsApp going all over the gas. Sorry, I got my laptop. Fuck off. Sorry. Yeah, we got like get a little, if he does it again, just get a little interview with him, all right, for the pod.
Yeah, I'll get him on the pod.
It's very. It's kind of giving me the. It's giving me kind of the Insidious, the quote, "It's not the house that's haunted, it's your son."
Yeah. But then, like,
it feels very that.
Remember, I think it was after. It may have been after 30 East Drive. I can't remember, like, if it was that investigation, but it was definitely one of the bigger ones where after the investigation, I saw like a shadow figure in my door. I don't know if I brought this up. I think it may have been after that one.
I want to say you mentioned it possibly while we were gaming, not when we were.
Yeah, maybe. But then, like, there was a time about we were laying in bed, literally about to go to sleep, and the bathroom light comes on, and then it just goes off. There was no walking or any footstep sounds. I get out of bed literally immediately because I'm like, what the fuck is who's turning on my fucking light? Go over to his bedroom, and he's fast asleep, not moving at all. He's in the same position he was before we checked on him when he went to bed as well. So it's like,
that's pretty grim, isn't it?
And we asked him, if you woke up, did you get up to go to the toilet? Did you turn the light on? Did you do this? No. Whereas normally, if he did get up, he would remember and he would tell us. But it's very strange. It's very strange.
I mean, did you? I assume you didn't hear any footsteps or anything with that. With
nothing.
The light
It's
coming
literally
on.
just the light switch going on and then off, and then nothing.
Oh, so you actually heard the switch as well?
Yeah. No, I heard the actual switch click on and off.
That's fucking horrible, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
I don't know if I mentioned it in the Wendigo pod or if I mentioned it just in like Discord or a chat or something. When we were staying at your mum's the night before your wedding.
Yeah.
That was fucking shit. That was not staying at your mum's before the wedding. When we were sat there having dinner, and we all heard footsteps upstairs without a doubt. Without a doubt. And we were the only 4 people in the fucking building. House. And your mum was like, that's never happened before.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I don't want to have like fucking main character syndrome or anything, but I was just sat there thinking like, maybe I actually am fucking haunted. Weird things happened in this house, and even weirder shit happened in the apartment. And now I've just gone to a random house, you know, miles away, and
weird
they're
shit.
getting shit for the first time ever. Like, really?
Did you have weird shit in Thailand?
Did I have weird shit in Thailand?
Were there any ghosts in your hotel?
Not that I recall.
He was too busy having fun. Too busy having fun.
Too busy sunbathing and stuff. But yeah, fucking hell. No, but that's self of grace, and that is that's creepy. I know my when my sister was very, very small. My stepmother, because my sister Chloe is actually technically my half sister. We have the same dad, different mum, and her mum used to say, because she'd always like Chloe would always like look in different places and like in the corner of the room and things. And June would say, and I'm going to do it in her accent because it's funny. She would always say, "Oh, you know that babies can see the fairies." So,
I mean,
but I just think like, what if
pretty spot on the accent?
Yeah, if that's like a known thing, like babies can see fairies, like that must mean that it happens a lot, and that could be people rationalizing something a little bit more sinister, like actually there's, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, because like this is just complete bollocks I'm about to pull out of my ass, but isn't it weird? Well, it's not weird because people will be like, it's the development of the brain, and they'd be absolutely correct. But like how we don't really remember anything before we're 5, and yet we do these peculiar things like talking to things and seeing things and shit that seemingly isn't there. Perhaps it's like if there is another plane of existence that we can't see, maybe you can before the full development of the brain or something, and you can't remember what you've seen.
While you're
Does
still
that
sort
make
of
any
adjusting.
sense? Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, it's like
But
when
like,
you
what are
focus
they
a camera.
talking to?
A camera, when you first point it, takes a while to focus.
Yeah.
The first few years of your life are essentially focusing on
This
our
plane of
plane as it
existence.
flickers between varying focal points.
Yeah. It's just weird and scary and horrible. And like you say, it's not just it's not just the fucking the talking to themselves, is it? Like you say, it's the pauses.
Yeah.
And then like the answering it and shit. It's like in Paranormal Activity, isn't it? When the girl is talking to Toby.
Yeah.
And but you can't hear what Toby's saying, but you can hear her fucking response. It's just fucking horrible.
It's just like it's like eavesdropping when someone's on the phone. Like you can only hear one side of the conversation.
Yeah.
But you know that person is having a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just quickly, I know I've told this on Atma, but I don't know if I've told it on here. My cousin Jack is a father of 2, and he'd tell me the same stuff, like hearing talking in the room and shit. It was just horrible. But the worst one, he literally messaged me as it was happening. It was years ago, man, years ago. Basically, one of his daughter's toys whilst she was in bed started going off. He could hear it on the 2 or 1-way microphone thing, wherever it is, the monitor, and then went to the bottom of the stairs, could still hear it. So he went up the stairs. He swears on his life, like he was shitting himself. So I believe him. I have no reason not to. And he went upstairs, and the toy that makes that noise had stopped by the time he got upstairs, and there was no batteries in it.
Nice.
So it's a bit fucking shit, isn't it?
It's fucking weird, mate.
That's just like, I'm just gonna get some milk.
I mean, it does put you off having
maybe
kids.
sometime.
I don't know if it definitely was. This must have been the last house I lived in. I was at home because this was when I worked shift, so I got home, like home in the afternoon. Grayson was still at school, and this is before we had our youngest.
Yeah.
And I could hear one of his toys. I could hear one of his toys going off upstairs. And there's this little purple. I can't remember what they're called, but one of these little purple cars. And it's like a drag car. And it's got like a little button on the top, and it says all these different phrases like toot. I think one like a toot car. I think they're called. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that was just sitting in the middle of his doorway, and it just kept going off. And I'm like, okay. What's that doing then? And then like I was just playing around with it. I was like, there's a ghost in here. Turn the toy off, and it just goes, doot, doot, I'm a drag car, and you're like, okay, right, that's brilliant. I think I may still have the video clips on my phone. I'll have to send them to you. I'm pretty sure I sent them to you as it happened, but I might still have them on my phone. I might be able to send them over so you can have a little look at it. But it was literally just sitting in the doorway, just going off. And I was telling it to you. I was like, what the fuck is that? I just picked it out and it's just a normal toy. Put it
How
in the toy
quickly
box.
did you throw that in the bin?
Oh, mate, I was nearly fucking ready to just leave the house. Like, completely. But,
I don't
yeah.
fucking blame you at all, man.
Yeah, no, I'd be gone.
That
It is
fucking
weird, mate.
disgusting.
It does make you wonder, like, what goes on in toy shops during the night. Like antique,
Oh, I haven't
antique
had that
toy,
thought until today.
Literally,
antique
just
toy shops, where you've just got a load of old like toys through the years. If you're in there in the middle of the night, you must hear some things.
Don't need any batteries though.
That's it.
That is true. Good for the environment.
That's it.
Right.
Infinite energy.
That's it. Unlimited energy. Ooh, Toy Story. Eat your heart out.
Yeah.
Right. Let's hit up some imaginary friends. Okay. I believe these are sourced from Reddit. Oh my god, we've got it on the screen. There we go.
There we go.
I've just been trying to open WhatsApp on my computer for the last 5 minutes, and I don't know why, because it's right here. Okay, so obviously props goes to all of the Reddit people who wrote this, and to BuzzFeed for putting this article together. We're gonna talk about a couple of them. Okay, so let's go with the first one, Mr. Nobody. Also, guys, sorry to go on a tangent. dutystories@gmail.com. Please, any paranormal stories you have, just send them in, because we love reading them. And also, we're going to be doing the Patreon question of the day at the end of the pod. So if you want to ask a question, become a patron. Fucking hell, go on Patreon for £1 a month. I'm still very tired. I'm still kind of jet lagged. I've drawn it in slightly, but a week ago, this was 4 a.m. for me. So,
Oof.
yeah. Right. Mr. Nobody. His name was Mr. Nobody. He started as the person the kids would blame if one of them forgot to flush the toilet. And then his mythology evolved. For the record, all of this was conceived by 3 of my kids, who at the time were 6, 5, and 3. Mr. Nobody has no eyes, no teeth, no tongue, and no nose. He doesn't wear pants. Okay, and leaves the used toilet paper between his butt cheeks, so you can tell where he is by his smell. He doesn't wear a shirt, but has a pocket cut into his skin where he keeps the key to our house. He can be invisible. He's had a beard since he was a baby. He bites off his fingernails and then drips blood where he walks. Thankfully, it's been a few years since Mr. Nobody has been in our house. What the actual fuck?
Can we just talk about he's had a beard since he was a baby that was thrown in the midst of that horrific sentences. He's had a beard since he was a baby. Back to the horrific sentences.
Unless he's sort of like told the children that would just that would just imply that if that is not the case, that this imaginary creature has been imaginary to him since he was a baby. So he's got a baby with a beard, imaginary friend. And
They don't wear any pants.
I don't know if I'm on edge because of like the story. The Grayson thing really shit me up a bit, to be honest, Bailey. But Maya is out for dinner, and I keep fucking hearing noises. It's probably my cats. I don't know if Maya's back yet. Maya is not back yet. So I'm just going to keep one ear off. But I've also got the door open. I never have my fucking door open. I'm just wigging out, basically.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's the maid's head all over.
That's it.
Imagine if I get that paranoid, but in my own fucking house. That would suck, wouldn't it?
I think you'd have to like retire at that point completely.
Yeah.
If you get to the point you're in your own house in that state, I just don't think it's worth it.
It would just be the cats. It's fine. But yeah, right. Next one. What we got? What's next on the list? Ghosty Pals by 3_Hamburglar. During childbirth, I had complications. I almost died, and my daughter actually did. They revived her, and we have been happy and healthy since. But since she was an infant/toddler, she's always looked around like she's watching something. It's the fairies, and just giggling at it. Fast forward to the age of 4, and she told me about her first imaginary friend, Ghosty. All of her imaginary friends are ghosts. To this day, she still talks to them at the age of 7. Unsure if they're real or not, but I'm always sure to be kind to my daughter's ghost friends and invite them along with us. What age would you ideally hope that Grayson would grow out of imaginary friends, if that is what they are and not horrific demon ghouls?
6.
And how old is he?
He's 5.5.
So basically, if there are any ghosts or demons, they do need to skedaddle very soon.
I mean, to be fair, he kept saying about the bad guys, right? He said there was a blue bad guy and a red bad guy. The blue guy was very nice. The red bad guy was not so nice.
That is a stereotype.
Yeah. And he goes, I was like, make sure you get in bed, brush your teeth, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, oh, can you put the lamp on? Like, okay, I'll put the lamp on for you. He goes, yeah, because I just want to be able to see when the red bad guy turns up. Like, right.
Fuck
that.
Well, I was like, where is this red bad guy? He's like, oh, he'll be over there or on the wardrobe or by the door. I was like, where's the blue bad guy? He goes, oh, the blue bad guy makes him go away. So I want the blue bad guy. I was like, well, wait, the blue guy's not a bad guy then, is he? Like, the blue guy's a good guy, like, surely. But yeah, well, he keeps the red bad guy away. He hasn't mentioned that for about a year now. So I'm kind of hoping the blue and the red bad guy gone now. But yeah.
Where would they get that from, man?
I mean, that's very much the kind of angel demon stereotype.
Yeah.
Where that's essentially the guardian angel chasing away.
Yeah.
Does he go to
a negative
Sunday service?
No.
Oh.
No.
He holds his own.
Sounds like he needs to.
Yeah, it's strange because obviously there's so many different like forms of like media for children these days, literally at our fingertips. A lot more than what it was like when we were kids.
Yeah,
and there's so many different types of things that they can be watching. You don't know if it's kind of something he's just picked up and like an episode or something he didn't quite like, and he's just scared of it, and he doesn't want that thing to turn up in his bedroom, which is completely understandable, and you can completely you can rationalize with that because I'm sure we can all agree when we were younger we watched like something that shit us up and we were scared of that thing that thing showing up in our bedroom.
Still happens now occasionally.
Yeah but it's the fact he's like he'll be on the wardrobe or behind the door or in the corner by the bottom of the bed. I'm like, yeah mate, you're just putting him in the most stereotypical places now. He's just taking a piss in here.
I mean, that is very much kind of the imagination sort of thing. It's like after I watched the latest Insidious film, I slept with the light on for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Not that.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
I still need to see it, to be fair.
There was something about the lipstick face demon that just had me like absolutely not.
I might be laughing a little bit premature because I haven't actually seen the film yet, so I'll watch it first and then I'll be able to comment properly on it.
I love the first Insidious movie.
Yeah.
It's really, really
great
good.
series.
Right. Let's hit one more. Barzy. My eldest son, now 20 years old, had an imaginary friend named Barzy. It was a giant wolf, but could transform into a boy. My wife and I didn't think much about it until we noticed that my son had broken a plastic butter knife and stabbed quite a few of his stuffed animals.
What?
He told us that Barzy had told him to do it and had even helped. That was when we really got concerned. We took him in to get some counselling after an incident involving a lighter that he found on the ground outside of our apartment. He had tried to burn his baby brother's favourite toy. Your eldest son is a psychopath.
Yeah.
There's some dodgy signs there.
That's the making of a serial killer.
Yeah.
Literally.
Absolutely.
I mean, they normally say they start with animals, but I'm sure starting with stuffed animals is just as concerning.
Yeah. That is a Netflix documentary waiting to happen.
Yeah. Literally.
With a plastic butter knife as well.
Yeah.
That's
How much
impressive.
more effort is it to stab a toy with a plastic butter knife?
Yeah.
I mean, how much damage could you really do with a plastic butter knife as well?
Yeah, that is a
They're fairly
concern.
blunt.
Yeah, no, but if you snapped it, you'll get a point
Yeah.
on it,
Oh,
wouldn't
true. True.
Yeah, I'd just be genuinely concerned because that's, because all of a sudden the imaginary friend thing turns into a voice in your head that's telling you to do stuff.
Yeah.
That's telling you to set your
That's
brother on
an
fire,
imaginary
essentially.
friend of schizophrenia. That's what
Yeah,
that
that
imaginary friend
is what an
Yeah.
imaginary friend is, I guess. If it isn't anything paranormal, that's slightly scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think we
Yeah.
might have just seen the origin story of multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that happens, I will definitely be seeking some medical attention because that's where I draw the line. Fucking trying to burn stuff and stab toys is well over the line.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Did you just hear Grayson just absolutely going to town on this cuddly toy? Just like,
Yeah.
Just
You
goes
all right,
ham,
Grayson? Yes, the man is back in my room. Okay, sweet. I'm just
gonna,
gonna lock the door.
I mean, I'm not
leave.
going to win Dad of the Year by saying this, but if my son did that, abandoned, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. If I'm seeing my kid shivving a cuddly toy, I'm like, I'm getting the milk.
That's it.
Oh dear. Or you could do a Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you train
Guide the
them to
hatred.
become a serial killer that only kills bad people.
Yeah. Only kill bad cuddly toys.
Yeah.
And then comes back 10 years later for a mediocre spin-off.
That's it.
That's it.
Absolutely slammed Dexter into the ground.
That's it. Scott don't take any prisoners.
That's it.
The spin-off wasn't great.
Was it a spin-off? I thought it was just another series.
Well, it was a bit of both.
Oh,
It had like a tagline underneath it, but
Yeah, was it? I can't remember what it was like. Dexter something blood or something. I can't remember.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I can't remember his
Nice.
name. Wasn't great.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's quite a scary realization at the end of this episode as to what imaginary friends could potentially be.
Yeah.
But they could also be demons, ghosts, previous lives, which we will do an episode on. Maybe we'll do that next week. That'd be quite cool. We'll do an episode on maybe we can. I tell you what would be cool. That's what we'll do. Because I know that some of these can be quite long. As in some of these cases, let's all go away and get one each.
Okay.
So find a story or a case of a child that has inexplicably recited the life of someone out who died many years ago. If you find one, put the name in the group chat so we don't all come with the same one, but don't put the content of the story. But that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. We'll do that next week. But yeah, okay. So this has been a little delve into imaginary friends and Bailey's son doing some creepy things, talking to some demons that he may or may not have brought back with him from Darren Woods. Who knows?
I doubt
we could be responsible.
Might have done.
Not for yeah, maybe that's why it was shit the second time we went
because it was in your house.
We took it all.
Yeah, we've all thought Jordan brought it back with him this entire time. It's actually been with Bailey.
Maybe we split it.
Maybe just they come home with me and just thought, you're fucking boring, lad. I'm gonna go to your boy.
Yeah.
Bit of back and forth every now and then.
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah. It's just creepy. And have you got any imaginary kids with imaginary friends at home? Let us know. Before we leave, prematurely, I've just remembered that we do a question of the podcast.
I was going to remind you. Just
okay. Yeah. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, guys, by the way, thank you for doing one last week. Well done.
Yes. You remember this time.
I don't even remember doing one, but apparently we did. Good.
Yeah, we did.
You would have been the one that found it.
Yeah,
sure.
I
found it, Scott.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it on my phone halfway through.
I think it was the board maker stopped doing it.
Yeah, that was it.
Right. Okay. By the way, I know it doesn't matter. I was then going to say that the Surviving Exploring Abandoned Island in Thailand. Does that title make sense? Surviving Exploring Abandoned Island in Thailand.
Yeah.
Yes, but you've got to think about it for a second.
Surviving. Exploring.
You are surviving.
Exploring. I know it should be an abandoned island, but I just thought it'd be more concise.
Yeah, again, it should be surviving the exploration of. But again, too many words.
Yeah, that just sounds shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's too many words. But yeah, I think yours makes sense.
Buzzword, island in Thailand. But anyway, I was then going to say the early access is on Patreon, but by the time this pod goes out, the actual video will be on YouTube, so ignore that. But anyway, you get lots of early access and cool shit over on the Patreon, so I do recommend going over for £1 a month. Okay. Christy. Imagine time and money weren't an issue. Where in the world would you like to explore and why? Now, in tribute to the fact that the latest exploration video is exactly that, an exploration and not paranormal, you can most definitely choose a paranormal, but if it was just, it can just be an exploration as well. So no time or money is an object. Where in the world would you explore? Has anyone got anything that comes to mind?
I think the first one that comes to mind would be like Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Because like realistically, when it comes to like abandoned places, is there anything that kind of tops it? You know what I mean? Like it's pretty pinnacle of abandoned.
Yeah,
it's not just an abandoned bit; it's an abandoned entire like city, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
that
would be fucking.
Do you know what? I can't say this for sure, but I can't help but feel like had Russia not invaded Ukraine, I feel like we would. So it was definitely on my radar to go do that. I feel like we would have done it by now. I really do.
We'd have either done it or we'd have had it lined up.
Yeah, we'd have it lined up
with
sure.
Yeah, but you got to think like Russia invaded in what, like March 2022? It's like over 2 years ago.
It's been a while.
I do just feel like in that time we would have went over, because it was definitely something that I wanted to do, still want to do. But anyway, Chernobyl is great. Where else?
I mean, mine I think would be I'd like to spend like a couple of weeks non-stop investigating somewhere like Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just the entire island, every bit of it.
Yeah.
Spend time in each block,
Alcatraz
each cell.
Would be epic.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be epic. I'd also like to do that Island of Dolls. That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
That would be really cool. I would like to spend some time. Apparently, because I was talking to my friend Adam, who grew up in New Orleans, and apparently they have like quite a paranormal scene over there.
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it?
With like witch doctors and things like that.
A lot of witch doctor and voodoo.
Yeah. I would love to go over and explore all that kind
There's
of
a
stuff.
woman in New Orleans who I think is called the Voodoo Queen Bloody Mary, who does like the whole voodoo thing.
Yeah.
But, like really seriously, like takes people into the swampy sort of bits and
nice.
Just goes to like random trees where people killed themselves hundreds of years ago.
Oh my god.
It's like that in depth for some of the places.
Yeah, I'd love to get to New Orleans for all that. Without a doubt. Maya has just got home. I can hear her. So
You hope.
Let's see if that also just broke into my house. So wish me luck. Yeah, Lozzie. Anyway,
got 3 off the top of my head. They're
nice.
They're all like stereotypical places just because of how famous they are. The Queen Mary.
Yeah.
Winchester.
Can't do paranormal. Nice. Apparently, can't do paranormal investigations there anymore. The Queen Mary.
Oh,
fair enough. And the other place.
Sam and Colby.
That's it. You got to thank them for that, I guess. And the other place is, well, it's not. It's like a prison. I want to do a prison, but there's a lot to pick from in America.
Yeah. Do you know what? I wouldn't know for a prison. Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of great places in America stuff, but I would love to do Shepton Mallet if it weren't $2.5 grand.
Yeah.
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 That'd be pretty fucking cool.
I'd like to explore parts of Salem as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That might be an idea.
That would be pretty cool. And probably quite doable, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd also like to go to a place like Romania and things like that.
There's a lot of castles over there that would be very fun.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
There's a lot of places in kind of Europe that again have very dark history because European history is quite a lot of witch trials and that sort of things. So there's a lot of points that you can sort of go, this happened here, and there's probably a haunting associated with it.
Yeah. There's also a lot of cool locations in Scotland I'd like to go to.
Yeah, it's annoying as well because obviously, like, Scotland technically is on our doorstep. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could easily go for a weekend away in Scotland, and it wouldn't be too much of a task to do.
No.
So Scotland will definitely be on our radar for the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, a couple of days camping at Loch Ness.
Yeah.
Back-to-back nights of investigation and days.
Yeah, that'd be fucking epic. I really would. I think we just need to. Well, like I said, I kind of want to take winter off from investigations because of how cold they are, but not lose investigations.
Right,
so I'm hoping to kind of get us to do. We only need to do 3 over the. We need to do 3 extra over the course of 9 months, basically. And so, yeah, things like, Loch Ness and abandoned places nearby, or like Cannock Chase and Pendle Hill and abandoned. But what I'm trying to say is if we can go to a location, but do a couple or do 2, at this in the same period of time, or back-to-back nights or whatever, would be epic. And then we don't have to nearly die of hypothermia in the Ancient Ram Inn. Yeah. Oh, we also need to book 30 East Drive.
Oh, yeah.
We forgot about that.
Yeah.
Potentially could go on Maya's birthday, which would be pretty cool.
That would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so there's some locations. If there was no, money and time wasn't an object, is that the right thing? Then yeah, there's a few places where we would go. So yeah,
if anyone wants to fund us for
that's it.
That's
There's any
Patreon.
these investigations,
angel investors, get on it.
Richard Branson, if you want to pay for any of those locations, drop us an email.
Discovery, just send us on our way. That'd be awesome. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm coming out of the other side of jet lag slowly but surely. I'm nearly there, and once I am, I really want to get back into streaming in a big way. So yeah, that'd be really cool. All right, we will see you guys very soon. We still don't have an outro, so yeah.
That's it. There you go. See you later.